I'm going to stop doing the warm-ups just so we have a little more time. Which of the following is an input in Code Studio? A button, B, a drop-down, C, a text input, or D, a text area. This is a multiple selection one. You can put it in the chat. Which ones do you think are an input in Code Studio? A button, a drop-down, a text input, or a text area? Button and drop-down? Anybody else? Okay, I don't want to spend too much time. Button and drop-down is perfect. Text input is also in there. That's my friend Zane. So button, drop-down, and text input. The text area is where you would put the text. You are not inputting text there. Well, you would be inputting if you were doing it. Okay, there's, we got Ms. Resnick. Okay, we're just going over the warm-ups. So fill in the blank. The app my partners and I will be creating has blank number of screens. Let me know that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to presenting. Oh, let me do one thing before I do that. I'm hoping everyone is in here. I need to find my document. Maybe not. Okay, we have some we're going to be looking at our thing in Nearpod today. Okay. So hang on, let me. Make sure okay. I'm sorry about this. Need to get the Nearpod set up. Okay, so let me put this in our chat. Okay, so you need to go to Nearpod, which is, what is nearpod.com. Just nearpod.com. You're going to enter that code and we're going to follow along with each other. Okay. Hang on. I think I just might have messed up. Okay, that's fine. VTXZH. Okay, so is everyone here? Everyone's seeing this in the chat and on the screen. That we're going to go to Nearpod. It's nearpod.com. You're going to use the code VTXZH. Okay? Get a little positive something out of somebody? Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I need a little reinforcement. I'm worried I'm the only one out here. Okay, it only looks like 24 people are in here. If you are having trouble getting into the Nearpod, you can always just follow the presentation. All right, there is still a regular PowerPoint presentation here. It's just going to have these Nearpod questions in it. So if you write those down on, just a Google sheet and turn them in, that will be fine. Okay. Does that make sense for everyone? There, we're up to 27. Okay, but I should have 33 people in Nearpod. Is someone having trouble getting into Nearpod?
It's still loading.
Okay, no, I understand that. So the good news is I got everyone's grades in yesterday, and like you're still loading, there were just some very strange computer issues with the syncing of Canvas, the way Canvas was reporting grades versus the way Synergy was reporting grades. So I just want to thank everyone for being patient throughout this process, and for everyone that has identified a grade that was wrong or a problem that they were seeing. That was a really big help for me, because it's very hard, since I have 170 students. When you do this, it's sort of a leap of faith. You sync your Canvas to Synergy, and then it gives you this big table. So spotting that one grade out of that big table is wrong was very difficult. Please let me know. I believe that everyone will be extremely pleased with their grades. I don't think anyone is going to have a problem. If you find something is wrong, please let me know. Today is Thursday, November 12th. Our agenda is a warm-up. We are going to go through U3L5, the need for programming languages. Then we're going to get started on U3L6, the intro to programming. And then you're going to have time to finish any of your design and stuff that we started working on yesterday, okay? Big question. I sent out an email to everyone, and I think it actually was an email that got to everyone. Did everyone see the link to a video about creating an app? Okay, so you guys did get that. I don't know if you were able to watch the video. If you did, it will help you today. I'm going to show the link for that. All this is there are series of videos, and again, you can do this yourself. Code.org has videos on YouTube about these lessons. So this is a video picking up right where we were at the U3L4 circle 2. Starting with that, the bird thing. It walks you through how to build an app throughout that thing. 20 minutes, they do the whole project. You will not be able to move that fast, but that is going to be a great tool for you to just understand every step of this process. It is not necessarily intuitive. It's going to take practice. That's what we're here for. I also apologize that the big worksheet, the U3 App Development Planning Guide, is for an assessment grade. It's 10 points, not the 28 points that it said in the top of the form. That was my bad. Today, we also have an activity guide. That is the one that is going to be a practice. Our goal is you will be able to design and develop programs for broad audiences by incorporating feedback from users. Evaluate and refine computational artifacts to make them more usable and accessible. Okay, the other thing I need to let you know is we've got to go back into our same breakout rooms today. I can take the time to pre-program them, but that takes forever because I can't do it until everyone's in class. So what I'm hoping to do is we only have 11 breakout rooms. I'm going to create 12 in case we have somebody extra for some reason, or we need to go somewhere and talk about something. You are going to let yourselves into the breakout rooms with the members of your team. I have pictures of the breakout rooms that I will show you when we do this. So you can see what breakout room you were in and who you were with, if you don't remember. Also, try and get everyone's email. You may need their help over the weekend or when you're working on things, all right? Does that all make sense to everyone? Does anyone have questions? So we're not going to pick up where we left off yesterday. We're going to start doing lesson 5. We're going to finish that. We're going to get into lesson 6, stop halfway through, and then have time to just work on our app, okay? New for CSP students, tutoring on Thursday. Come and get help for all things code.org on Thursday from 2:50 to 3:20. I will send out a link for the session via Canvas announcements. This is Ms. Rudnick is kindly offering a tutoring session tomorrow, or no, this is for today. So let me put that in the chat once everyone gets into breakout rooms, because that way I won't be bothering you. Okay. So there is going to be some tutoring if you need it. Unit 3, lesson 5, the need for programming languages. Okay. So everyone's got the code. You guys are in. We are going to start the activity. What's your favorite subject class at school? If you didn't guess, this is a warm-up. Oh, there's one. Welcome. One, we are in Nearpod. You need to go to nearpod.com and enter this code. It's in the chat, VTXZH. Okay.
Wait, can you repeat the code real quick?
Sure. VTXZH. I'm going to send it to you. Must do it by when you enter. Nearpod's just nearpod.com. Okay. All right. So we have everything. My favorite subject is chemistry, biology, history, yoga. I didn't know you guys had yoga class. Not sure what NSL is. History, government, history, art. AP computer science. Someone is trying to butter up the teacher. AP NSL. All right, great job. Let's keep moving on. Okay. Write down 3 reasons that you would call a set of instructions bad. Be ready to share with the class, okay? So what are 3 things that could happen to you when you're trying to follow a set of instructions that would make them bad, okay? These are bad instructions. They don't do what they're supposed to, okay? So here we are. We're going to do it right here. Write down 3 different reasons you would call a set of instructions bad. Okay. For this, you'll probably need the full 3 minutes. What can happen with a set of instructions to send you in the wrong direction? There's someone. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of answers here. You really need to think about this, because this is what we're going to be grappling with today. Today is going to be talking about how do you make instructions that are perfect.
Mr. Swift,
Yes.
how many more days of class are we going to have to work on the actual project, or is it just today?
Today, we're going to have 2 days next week. I mean, everything is working on the project. These are all, like the lessons and stuff are how to build the different elements. But so we will have 2.5 more classes, right? What is Well, it's December 2nd. So yeah, so we're gonna have 2 classes next week, and then we have a half class, and then we have Thanksgiving.
Okay, thank
And
you.
then I think it's a regular week. I don't know quite why it's due on a Wednesday. Okay. Not to distract anyone. Oh, there's Xander. How did we lose Xander? I swear he was in. Okay, does somebody, while we're still finishing up in here, does somebody want to share out some of their reasons why they would call a set of instructions bad?
So I said, like, obviously I think the most obvious would be if they were out of order. So if step 3 was first, step 5 was second, so on. So if they were out of order, then that could confuse the reader.
Yep.
I said if, like, especially if you're completing something with a set of materials, if it doesn't specify the materials or give you the wrong materials.
Right.
So then, and then also if you're an English speaker, then if it's written in Chinese, then that wouldn't be good. So I said, like, a different language.
Those are all great reasons. Anybody else? Thank you for sharing, Dan.
If it's broad and not specific, it can cause confusion.
That they're too vague, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, like if they're not specific enough, it can cause a lot of confusion.
I had a wonderful story told to me. This person inherited a recipe book that's been in their family for literally like 250 years. And she was dying to see it. And what was the problem with all the recipes? They were really vague. You mix the flour and the milk to the right consistency. You put in, the right amount of sugar. If you don't know what those measurements are, there's not much you can do. Okay, anybody else? What are other reasons that instructions would be bad? I'm trying to get to my grandmother's house and somebody wrote out the instructions, and around the 6th turn, I can't read what the heck they wrote, right? Sometimes the instructions are messy. You want your instructions to be clean. Let's see, incorrect, vague, or over complex. They're not specific enough so that I know exactly what to do. They are out of order. They're not listing all the steps. They're not specific to the task at hand. The directions are just incorrect. They're telling you to do the wrong thing. The directions are unclear, unorganized. The instructions are very broken. Not enough information, not specific enough. Let's see. Not very descriptive, very vague, unclear. They're not in order. Language isn't clear. You don't understand one of the terms that's in the instructions. What's a skosh of salt versus a dash or a pinch? Out of order, wrong ingredients, different language. There are gaps in the instructions. It did not lead to the same solution every time. These are all things to be thinking about. Okay, great job. We got 94% participation. Now, the activity. Did everyone bring their to-do list? The to-do list was really causing people a lot of trouble and anxiety yesterday, and I apologize for that. Does everyone have their to-do list? Okay, now it's not fair if I have to interpret no one's saying anything as yes and no. So there, look, somebody said yes. All right, I'm going to take that as the vote for everyone. Together in breakout rooms, you'll be critiquing the instructions of members of your group. Each member of the group will take turns sharing their instructions. All the other members of the groups will give pluses and deltas as comments on the instructions.
By instructions, do you mean instructions on how to build the app?
What's that?
By instructions, do you mean instructions on how to build the app or how to go through the app?
This has nothing to do with the app. Your homework was to create a set of instructions how to do something, okay? Didn't matter what it was. I told you, ideally, something relatively simple. You're just supposed to have instructions on how to tie your shoes, how to bake brownies, how to get ready in the morning was one somebody told me they did. It's just a set of instructions. What this is for is you guys are going to look at the instructions and you're going to give pluses and deltas as comments on the instructions. What I'm worried about is how you're going to see each other's instructions. Well, we're going to go into our rooms and we're going to try and make this work as best we can. Each member of the group will take turns sharing their instructions. All the other members of the group will give pluses and deltas as comments on the instructions. So pluses are positive comments and deltas are things that you might change or might need to change. Okay, again, this is trying to keep things positive. Okay, let me just investigate. Okay, the steps for success. Introduce yourself. Describe what the instructions you created will do. Read the list of instructions. Each roomie will describe pluses and deltas for your instructions. Make sure your comments are helpful to your roomies. You record the comments on your homework. So basically, this is just going to be oral in the breakout room. You're going to read out your instructions. Your one or two other roommates will let you know their thoughts on your instructions, and you're supposed to write them down on your sheet. Write down your comments that people are giving you. I thought these were great, Jim. I love this, but you might think of changing the order. Nancy, that kind of thing, okay? Does that make sense? Let me just make sure. No, we're not in wrap up yet. All right, so what I have to do now, what I'm gonna do here, I am presenting my desktop, so I think this will help us. Does everyone know their breakout room? Okay, here we are on screen, okay? Breakout room 1, Alexandra Pace, Ava Levin, 2, 3, 4. Everyone can see their room. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open 12 rooms. I only want you to fill 11 the way you are here. I want the 12th just in case we need a room to go in or if somebody new arrives. Also, oh, Candace, that's right. So let me see. Right. Candace, can you go into room 5? Sorry about this. Candace wasn't here yesterday. You guys will have 4 in room 5. I'd rather do that than break it down to a 3, particularly since she was absent. All right? All right, so let's breakout rooms. I'm going to create 12. And I'm going to let participants choose their room. Okay, is everyone ready to do this? All right, you're going to go into the room. You're going to read out, figure out who's going to go first, second, third. You're going to read out your how-to list. You're going to get comments, and you're going to write your comments on the bottom. So it's positive things and things that you might help them change. Okay. All right, here we go. This is a bold experiment. Wow. I think it recreated them. Hang on. Let me just see something. Oh, no, it didn't. What? Okay. Let's try this. Okay. Why did it do that? I didn't. Okay, that is not what I wanted. Sorry about this. Breakout rooms. Why does it do this? All right, I'm just gonna. Let participants. All right, here we go. Okay, now I've got 12 rooms. You've got your 11 assignments here. You know where you're going. Candace is going to 5. In you go. We'll take about 5-6 minutes to do this. Let's come out probably around 10:50.
Mr. Swift,
Yes.
I don't have the option to choose a room.
I
You
don't
aren't
either.
supposed to. You're just supposed to have, oh,
Yeah, for me it doesn't show up. It just says that you opened the breakout rooms.
Yeah, me too.
okay, so hang on.
That option is only there on the most updated version of Zoom.
Ew. Okay, so I've just got to go to work. All right. So let's see. Room 1 is Alexandra, Ava, and Zane. Alexandra, Ava. There she is. And okay, room 2. Helen Missoura. Alexa Resnick. Finally. Okay, you're in 2. Okay, perfect. 3. 3 has Parker in it. I need Ken Dow. And math class. And 4 is Jordan Lane. Four is Jordan and Sarah. 5 is Bora. Candace, Sarah, and Zoe. Oh, here's Zoe. Are you in there? No. Somehow we've lost. Oh. Okay. Nope. We know that to come back. Room 5. Bora, Sarah. 6 is in, ready, and run. Who's that? Sorry, it's fighting me. Okay, got through 6, 7. Eve, Isabel, Emily. Alex, Dennis, oh shoot, I didn't just do that. I'm sorry, I just closed the stupid rooms. At least they'll pop back. Too many buttons to push. Sorry, here we go again. Okay, so let's take 3 minutes from here.
What just happened?
Yeah. I can't hear you.
You're muted.
Why aren't you in your breakout room?
I'm pretty sure I was. Just I don't know. It was
Thought
probably
I
a
just got
glitch.
disconnected.
Yeah,
How can you be, then you got to go back in. How are you reading your instructions and getting comments on them if you're sitting here with your mic muted?
I was just gonna ask you, how do you go back in?
It's not prompting you to?
No.
No. All right, so hang on, let me, good question. Because it seems to say, hang on. Oh, Ken, so you're the last one. Richard got back in. There you are. It just says not joined. Don't seem to be able. All right, let me try this. Oh, shoot. I'm going to move you to 4 and then I'm going to move you back to 3.
All right.
I'll try it. Let's see what happens. What the heck? Is that doing anything for you?
Yeah, I could join 3 now.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay, everyone's back. Did that work? Was everyone able to get comments?
Yes.
Okay, was everyone able to write down at least 1 or 2 comments on your homework that somebody told you about your how-to sheet? Okay, just make sure that you have written at the bottom, just like, 1 or 2 comments. All right. So now, when you heard your classmates' instructions today, what could go wrong if you followed them? So what are some of the issues that you encountered when you were listening to the instructions, things you probably gave deltas to? Okay, so here we go. When you heard your classmates' instructions today, what could go wrong if you followed them? Try to be as specific as possible. Okay, let's get some answers in here. When you heard the instructions today, what could go wrong if you followed them?
Some of them were not specific enough, so
Okay.
I could have done it wrong.
Well, I think just that, just not specific enough is what could go wrong. You wouldn't know what you were supposed to be doing. Okay. The ingredients might be wrong. The amount of time to bake it could be wrong. People could be unsure of what to do. They could be physically injured or get the wrong result. One thing that could go wrong with my partner's instructions was I would forget to turn the heat on the stove while cooking. This was because it wasn't included in the instructions, so I could forget to do it. That's a good one. It always says, you know, heat oven to 375. There weren't specific measurements for the baking recipe, so a lot of things could go wrong. They could be misinterpreted. If a step or went out of order, could also be that they weren't specific enough. They told me to get dressed, but I don't know if I should wear a suit or pajamas. You know, just get dressed. Doesn't tell you enough. Okay, that's all great.
Mr. Swift, Xander said he lagged out again and he's joining back right now.
Okay, he should, where's my participants? I should see him. Thank you for the heads up. Okay, so those are the kinds of things that can go wrong. In Nearpod, imagine we're going to redesign human language to be really good for giving clear instructions. What types of changes would we need to make? Okay, what would, if we redesigned the human language to be really good for giving clear instructions, what types of changes will we need to make? Okay, just more things I need from you today than ever. Imagine we were going to redesign human language to be really good for giving clear instructions. What changes would we have to make? Not seeing a lot of answers. How would you make a language that was very clear? What kind of changes would we need to make? Nobody seems to have an answer. Somebody does. I've got 3%. I would remove words that sound similar and give words more precise meaning, words for more precise meaning. This is a funny thing, like in rock climbing, you have very specific words because the wind can be blowing and people can't hear. So if you want slack, that's very different than up rope, okay? All words are spelled like they sound. I'm not sure that would really help anyone since everyone would have their own interpretation. Words should be more specific, like change pinch to a half teaspoon. Okay, anybody else? Grammar, pronunciations of words, less similar words to confuse people. Words that sound similar. We would make it so that every word has only one meaning. These are all ways to clarify. If I was going to redesign the language, I would add extra words and signals to mean specific things. We would have a universal language, no more double meanings or sarcasm. Each word would only have one definition. That seems to be the basic idea, is that trying to have only one definition for each word, okay? All right, we are going into lesson 6, Intro to Programming. Our time for our, okay. So today we will be learning about programming in Code Studio. We will be moving in and out of breakout rooms for each level. Then we will be finishing this next week. Okay, so you're going to need to go into code.org here. You're going to go to Unit 3, Lesson 6. Okay? Let's send this to everyone. Go to code.org, Unit 3, Lesson 6. Okay? While you're getting there, let me explain. Today we will be learning about programming in Code Studio. We will be moving in and out of breakout rooms for each level. We will be finishing this next week. Intro to programs. You and your partner should work together to complete the do this. Talk through the discuss prompts together. Modify the code to follow the directions given. Be prepared to share your discussions in class. Okay? This is going to be for lesson 2. You're going to work on the 3 tasks for a few minutes in the classroom discussion. Code is running on one line at a time. Strings, words, or numbers need to go in quotes. Numbers do not need to. Yellow highlighting shows you which line of code is running on either block or text mode. The turtle slider changes the speed at which the code runs. At full speed, all the way to the right, there is no longer any highlighting. Okay? So in the third one, we're going to work on 3 tasks. Console log prints text in the debug console. Set property changes the property of elements on the screen. These should be familiar. Okay, let's look in code.org. All right, lesson 6. Okay. Right, this is unit 3. Just make sure. So I go to unit 3. Lesson 6. Code investigation. Okay. So let me open the breakout rooms. You guys will go in here and we're going to work on level 1 or level 2. Okay. So level 2, code is running one line at a time. Take a look. Let me open the breakout rooms. Okay, this is going to be about 3 minutes. We will be coming out of here at 11:10. Richard, Xander, are your rooms not open?
Yeah, nothing's popping up for me.
Okay, the only way. You know what room you are?
11.
I'm guessing you're 11?
Yeah.
There it is. Gotcha. Okay, so everyone, did you get to experience this? Did you see that the code runs one line at a time when you have the turtle slider turned down all the way? Goes one line, the next line. Strings, words or numbers need to go into quotes. Numbers do not need to. Yellow highlight shows you which line of code is running in the either block or text mode. The turtle slider changes the speed at which the code runs. Did that all make sense to everyone? Were you able to see that? We're supposed to be discussing this. Can someone help tell me what their experience was? Can we do it in the chat? Guys, we need a little help here. I want to get us into this next thing, but no one's saying anything. Were you able to go through this and did it feel like you understand what those buttons do?
Yeah, I understood it. It makes sense.
Okay. Is there anyone that didn't? I'd like to get into this next one and that'll be our last piece, okay? So go to level 6.3. Work on the 3 tasks there for a few minutes. This is the console log, prints the text in the debug control console, set property, changes the property of elements on the screen. These should be familiar from using design mode. Console log needs 1 input, while set property needs 3. Hovering over a block in the toolbox helps you know what kind of information for each input, okay? In you go. We will be out of here right before the end of class. Okay, Isabel, Candace, Richard, you having problems or? Oh, there they go.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
Okay. we are basically done. Was everyone able to look at the console log and see what it does? The set property.
Yes.
The idea that console, what's that? Okay. In the chat here, you might just want to copy this onto a piece of paper. There is going to be tutoring today, 2:50 to 3:20 by Ms. Rudnick. Tomorrow morning at 8:15 for the clubs period. There are no clubs, so she's also doing it then. This is the video link for how to make an app. Please make sure to watch this before next class. It will really help you. It will lay out everything we're doing. Okay. We are done. I sent the link with the video out to everyone yesterday. The same link.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions, problems?
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
For our app, like we're just designing like the pages right now, right? We're not designing like how the buttons work.
No, you're just designing exactly. You're writing out that map of how the input, basically what your screens look like, and then how the inputs and outputs work. You're drawing those lines. I do an input here, it takes me to this. I click there, it takes me to this.
Okay, got it.
You're trying to make a blueprint of what your app is that you're then going to follow in the Code Studio.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And looking at this video is just great because they literally do everything. So you see exactly how they use the buttons, how they set them up, how they set the things. And just going through that once is a real help.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, does the video go over all the coding and everything?
Literally.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
It does soup to nuts, from first building your screens to then coding them, the whole thing in 20
Is it linked
minutes.
on Canvas or?
I sent everyone an email yesterday that had the
Oh,
link,
okay.
and the link is right here. Just copy it out of the chat.
Okay.
It's that bottom link. It should be a code.org video on making an app. 20 minutes.
Okay.
And they literally start right on that same page, the one with the bird app and the drawing of the bird
Yeah.
app. So he
Okay.
takes you from there all the way through the end.
All right, so it goes through like designing and coding and then just creating it all as a whole.
Every single thing. What he does, he makes an app that is very similar to that one. So it may not work for the one that you're designing, but at least you get to see all the steps and sort of what he's doing. Because I find a lot of times I'm like, well, where the heck do I go to now? You know, how do I access that? So this should just at least give you a once through so that you've got ideas.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a great day.